Landsblog here from Florida, and you, of course, have been following the story in Florida. Here's the thing about the Daily Landsblog. We go where the story is. Yes, you know that Sean Miller traveled to Florida. You've seen him telling a story over the last month or so about how he's had treatment-resistant depression, and he went to Florida, and we thought, you know what? We got to go there. We got to go there. We got to go where the story is. Unfortunately, we hit the wrong coast, but that doesn't mean we can't talk to him now. Sean Miller, who knew that Tampa was on the west coast of Florida and Boca was on the east coast? You're a Jew. What are you doing on that coast?
I purposely think you took the other coast because you knew that I would stalk you and I'd be at your, although you did invite me, which is so beyond sweet. You invite me, it's a 4.5-hour drive. And if I would be able to listen to you maybe on the radio for 4 hours, I might have come, but it's a long drive, so I didn't come.
I think we're going to go to our expert on the drive from there, Casey Landsberg, who has actually made it several times. Is that drive 4.5 hours, Case?
I don't know.
It's not 4.5 hours. Anyway, we'll come back to that.
I'm grateful that you were that far away.
Yeah. Okay. So, Sean, you've been down there now for how long at the clinic?
6 weeks. 6 weeks.
Wow. It just, I was going to say the time flies, but if you're in misery, it may have flown more for me than it has for you. So how you doing?
I'm not doing great. I was doing really well for a few days, and I think this treatment is the best thing, and it's working, but it's, I'm sad. I'm just so sad. Like just the last day. This is the thing about depression. When it comes on, I know factually that I had a number of great days, and I know factually that I'm loved. And I know that. I know you care, and my friends care, and you call me every day, and it means so much, but I don't feel it inside. Like today when I'm not well, I think this is it. Like I'm the most unloved loser, and again, I was on Facebook, a couple hours ago, and just, it makes me so sad. I think I'm not part of the world. So I'm in that zone.
And that zone that you speak of is, when you're out of that zone, are you still sad, or are you able to look at your life and say, okay, well, I'm no longer burdened by this horrible illness in my head, at least for the time being, and I can see the world a lot more clearly. Do you are you now a victim of your illness? Is this what's planting these thoughts in your head?
Honestly, talking to you when you allow me to sort of see that this is my illness. When I'm in it right now, how do I feel? I feel I am a loser. I feel this is totally my life. I would say this illness has taken a lot away from my life, that even when I'm well, my life is not where I want it to be, and there's pieces of it that are profoundly missing, and I do think it's because of depression. But there's no question that I am more way more sad and way more scared and way more lonely because of the depression. When I come out of it, when I really come out of it, there's moments where I say, God, I'm just so blessed to be alive and feeling connected. So yeah, it's both.
Right, but I think when you say that even when you're out of it, you reflect upon how much depression has taken away from you. I mean, that's not the illness speaking. That's logic speaking. I mean, you've had this illness for 20 years now, right? And you've had some times, many times over those 20 years when you have lost all quality of life. So, it would be absurd for you to say, hey, the illness hasn't kicked the crap out of me, because it has. But that's different. That the acknowledgement that you've had a tough time is different than this overwhelming feeling of sadness, which I can tell you, and there's people nodding their head who are watching right now. They're going, yes, I understand that. That is the illness. The illness makes you feel that way. The illness makes you feel like a loser. The illness makes you feel like you are unloved. And that's just something that will always overwhelm you. But the only thing you can try to do, besides beat the illness, is try to learn that it's the illness speaking, not reality.
Yeah, and it is. I mean, it's both. Like I guess when I'm not feeling well, I see all the losses. I see why relationships didn't work, or why, or why work, has been, I see all the losses. But when I'm well, I see all the gains. Like I see the pain and the brutalness of it, but I also realize, wow, like I wouldn't be the person I am. I wouldn't be as caring. I wouldn't be as present. But when I'm in it, I need to hear it. Like literally, when you tell me, you say, Sean, like when you're in the depression, it doesn't matter what you have, you still feel, you know, that pain and that sadness and that loneliness. That really helps, like hearing it from someone else, because I don't believe it. I lose the world. Like I forget I'm sitting here alone, and I forget I need to hear it. It's like you need to be clicked back. And so a lot of times if I spend too much on my own, too much time, I get super scared and sad. I just feel lonely. So.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you exactly what I think you need to hear. And it's kind of like a short-term inoculation. You hear it, you embrace it, and then 20 minutes later, the illness overcomes you again. But let's do that tomorrow. Let's continue the story tomorrow, okay, man?
Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, listen to these words.
And Casey, if it's 4 hours and you drive it all the time, come on out. You know, come and direct me, and then we can call Michael.
But then I have to drive twice.
That's true.
Yeah. See, there's Sean, this is the spoiled Sean Miller. Not only is it not good enough that we invite him, now we got to go pick him up.
On our vacation.
On our vacation,
Our
can you believe
family
it?
holiday.
Yeah, you know what? That's why you're lonely, buddy, because you alienate your friends. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Oh, sorry, SickNotWeak.com, 24 hours a day, 364 days a year, and it was almost this one day, actually, that we didn't do it because we had a power failure, and I thought, oh my God, this is going to be my one day off, but gladly the power came back.